Aloha Headsets, it's your boy Frank here, and it's time for your daily update. First up, wonderful news from Gamestop's annual earnings report. VR is in strong demand, and it is being driven by games like RE7. Like we didn't know that already. Also, their supply is selling out within weeks, and the demand is outdoing the supply, and they believe that's going into next year. So, for those of you worried, they're selling like hotcakes. Next up, and nearly the polar opposite of that one, we need to talk about trash journalism in regards to PSVR. Now, there was a website called The Mary Sue, and they wrote an article, or as I describe it, Uninformed dribble, called The State of the Virtual Reality Union, in which they described a PSVR bundle priced at $700. Now, Mary Sue, will you please show me where that $700 PSVR bundle is? I mean, what are you trying to do there? You really trying to pump up the price that bad? They say you need that plus the $350 PS4 or you're screwed. They also made a key point at saying that there are no applications other than Resident Evil 7, and that just causes people to be sick. And the cherry on the cake, Sony's not even talking about the PlayStation VR. And they ended with Sony is not Steam, and they have made far too many headsets, although they are the top sellers. Blah, 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 and they go on to say you should buy a Vive. So realistically, they're trying to inflate the price and bring down the quality of the PlayStation VR, only to make you buy a Vive. This kind of article is trash. It's horrible, it's terrible, and it's out there and it's on the front page, and it sucks. Because it's gonna kill something that's amazing, consumer friendly, cost honestly effective. Realistically, it's the only thing that most people could possibly afford to step into VR, and some dumb website wants to kick it down. I don't agree with that. I don't trash any other headsets. I love the Rift, I love the Vive. It was a little uncomfortable, but even Vive owners know that. You know what? Let's not do that. If you have something negative to say, it's understandable, but don't just trash a headset for no reason. Next up, Ancient Emulator is available in the Chinese store, and most of you by now know that you can just Google to figure out how to do that. I got to play it at PAX East, and it really is a whole lot of fun. They had the boss available at PAX East. He was too much fun. There's a little bit of gameplay behind me. My buddy Sean from TVR shot that, so I'll be in touch with them. They actually told me that they're shooting for a May release date, which is pretty cool. He didn't even know that the demo came out because the publishers pushed that out today, but they do hope to have it out in May, which is pretty cool. It's not that far away. I enjoyed it a lot. The guns were great. The bow was great. The rock guy was great because you kind of shoot out a guy and he would fight for you. You know what? It was a fun game. It was cool. It's kind of like a co-op. You know what? It's kind of a It's a co-op wave-based shooter, but at least the co-op was fun. Next up, Leave the Nest had an update that fixed the lane change issues with the DualShock 4 controller. I didn't have many problems, but a lot of people did. They also had some other minor adjustments, so if you were having issues, check it out. Finally, Gorillaz have released the 360 video for their new song Saturnz Barz off the Humanz album coming out on April 28th. I'm a big Gorillaz fan, and I just got home a little while ago, so I'm gonna check out the video soon, but I'm very excited for this album and this video. Now, before we leave, everybody's favorite, Ask Frank. Roy Orellano asks, Frank, what's your PSN? Well, Roy, my PSN is PSVR Frank. You can add me. Sometimes I don't get on that one as often because I don't stream from that one, but I promise you, I will add every single person on there, and when I do have time to play with you, that's the name that I'll be on. Next up, Troy Hina asks, I just played Star Wars. It was amazing. Any news on a full game? Troy, I haven't heard any solid news, but I did hear that there were backdoor discussions with Criterion Games saying that they were going to make a full Star Wars experience, and I'm sure the PlayStation is going to be the first one on their list. Finally, James Proctor asks, Riggs, Battlezone, or Eve Valkyrie? Which one's got a better community, and which one should I get while waiting for Corix? Well, James, I enjoyed all of them, but I believe Eve may have the largest community because it is cross-platform play. That being said, Battlezone's new easy mode is supposed to be a whole lot of fun and get you way more accustomed into the main gameplay rather than just tossing you in at the much more difficult level. I gotta get to it, haven't had the chance yet. Anyway, I love you all. You're amazing. Thank you for coming out. If you want to, hit that thumbs up. Doesn't matter to me. I'm happy enough that you watched the video. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on.